That's what we do, right? No, David, I'm not Portuguese. I just really enjoy learning languages. So I learned Spanish and a bit of Portuguese too. I'm going to turn off my little face down here because, I mean, you can see it, but I'm going to start blocking some of these things. All right, so hang out for that bonus at the end and really stick around. This is why you want to be here. Stick around if you want to stop making mistakes on social media for all to see. So I nicknamed this Stop Looking Silly Online, and we will talk about why and how you can look silly online. I'm also going to talk to you about the proven strategies to social growth. I have my Instagram account linked up there in the chat for you guys, kind of stuck to the top so you can know what the heck I'm talking about, because I always say you shouldn't really be taking advice from people who have no idea what they're talking about. So I just broke 19,000 on my Instagram account just yesterday. Woohoo! Very excited about that. But more importantly than the followers, just last week, booked a $10,000 bride off of Instagram, and that's not the first time it's happened. So social growth is huge. You can find all types of clients that you want on there because all types of people are on social media. And I'm going to show you my 2 newest Insta secrets. So I will talk about social media in general, Facebook. I know everyone's freaking out right now over Mark Zuckerberg's announcement about Facebook and how the feed is going to change to not be friendly to businesses. Don't worry, what we're going to talk about with these tips, they're going to help you. But Facebook is still relevant. And we are going to talk about that. We're all going to talk about Instagram as well, since Instagram is really hitting different demographics. So depending on what kind of business that you're in, we've got a lot of people here. You're really just going to discover how to use social media for your business. And this is where I need to hear from you again. So what I need from you to do in that chat that you are all really good at, please tell me where are you from and what it is that you do, because I need to know who I'm speaking to. I need to understand what kind of business is. I'm going to assume there are a lot of wedding professionals here just because I'm in the wedding field. I'm going to assume there's a lot of photographers here, but I know there are a lot of other people, maybe people that are into kind of multi-level marketing, which is great, something like LipSense or Young Living. So in the chat, please tell me who you are, what it is that you're doing. Oh, great. We got wedding photographers. Oh, and where you are. Where you are is really important too, because again, a lot of this stuff makes sense for the US, but if I have a ton of other people here from other countries, I want to be able to translate some of these things for you. Oh my gosh, so many things. So good. I see a lot of photographers here. Wedding, portrait, seniors, headshots. Headshots is awesome. Still life photography. That is perfect. Good. A lot of stuff here. So I really want to try to speak to all of you. I want to make sure that it makes sense for all of you, depending on, you know, where you are in the world, what it is that you're looking for. Musician, perfect. Hey, Allie, how you doing? Hi, Allie, remind me later. I got to talk to you about the workshops that you're doing. I have ideas for you about how to market those specifically. I love coming up with ideas for other people's businesses too. Just a little side thing I do on top of it. All right, perfect. Seniors in sports. So we got a lot of stuff here. The nice thing about this is, life coach. This is so fantastic. Instagram is great for life coaches. Wonderful. Bit of everything. Good. So I have a really good idea of who we have here and who you are. So it's only proper that next, after you've all introduced yourselves, that I'm going to just introduce myself very quickly, since this is really not about me. This is about you guys. Rebecca, don't make me blush. So my name is Vanessa Joy. I am a 6-figure New York and New Jersey wedding photographer primarily, but I also do studio work and headshots. I am a prominent speaker. So this is not the first time in front of the audience, though. To be honest, I think this is the first time doing a webinar by myself. I've done them with other people or being interviewed on them. But yeah, excuse me if I rant and rave, because this is new for me. There's no one to rein me in. But I'm a speaker. I speak at small business events and photography conferences really around the world. And I'm sponsored by major photo companies like Profoto and Adorama and Canon. And I'm telling you that not to brag, but to tell you that, hey, these big companies have confidence in me, what I do, and what I do on social media for them. So you should too. And I'm also happily married with 2 kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 2-month-old. And I have my hubby actually is a wedding cinematographer. So he does wedding video. So that's a little bit about me and hopefully why you trust me. But here's why all of this is important. Doing what you love should not mean that you're struggling to survive. We've all heard that expression, the starving or artist, right? You know, oh, I just quit college to follow my dreams and now I'm a starving artist, or now I'm a starving musician, or now I'm simply starving. And it really shouldn't be that way. Spending time with your family and having time on the weekends to go to soccer games, or heck, having time at night to go out with martinis with the girls, whatever it is. Doing what you love shouldn't mean that your life suffers because of it. It should be the exact opposite. Your life should thrive because you're doing what you love. So, you know, it's one of those things. Like I mentioned, I'm a wedding photographer, and I don't consider myself a good photographer. I think I'm okay, but I don't consider myself one of the best. But meanwhile, I'm making probably in the top 5% of what wedding photographers make in the entire world. Why is that? I mean, I see other photographers that are 10 times better than me that I am just jealous every time I see a photo of theirs, and wish I could have talent and just raw artistic creativity like that, but they're struggling to put food on their table. And a lot of it has to do with what we're doing online, the marketing, how we are getting in front of our clients. And social media is absolutely the way to do that. So we're going to get into the meat of this. The 3 huge mistakes you're making on social media. It's so much more than just 3 bullet points. I had a hard time narrowing down what I was going to tell you guys, actually. But questions throughout. As you can tell, I'm a little bit of ADHD, even though I took my Synaptol today. By the way, if you guys don't know what that is, Synaptol, I praise this stuff to everyone. I just threw it in the chat. It's an all homeopathic way for getting ADHD to calm down. So I want you guys to give me questions throughout. We're going to cover a lot, and I want to give you examples that apply to your business. So if you have specific questions, or you like the thing that I'm saying, but you want me to give you an example for your business specifically, I will try to answer everyone, but obviously I won't be able to. There's now 155 of you in the room, so I will try to address some of the main questions there. All right, number one huge mistake. You are underestimating this. Now, a lot of you aren't underestimating it entirely. You're probably thinking to yourself, like I did at a time, oh yeah, I have to be on social media. I need to throw up some, pretty pictures on Instagram. I need to say some stuff that gets engagement on Facebook and, on Twitter, or maybe have a few boards on Pinterest, whatever it is. Sarah, it's a Napdol, by the way. So you're not underestimating it and thinking that you don't need it. A lot of people, I don't know, I would say probably 5 years ago, a lot of people were underestimating it to the point where they didn't think they needed social media. I don't think we're there. But here's where I think that a lot of us are underestimating social media. Your social presence equals the credibility of your business as perceived by consumers. That sounds ridiculous in a lot of ways, but it's absolutely the truth. Your prospective clients, people that you want to be buyers, go onto your social media sites specifically looking at you and judge you and decide once they look on your accounts if you are a credible business, if you are trustworthy, if you are put together well, and if you are established. Social media tells consumers all of those things when it didn't used to be. If you are a photographer, since there's so many of us here, Instagram is your portfolio now more than your website. I'm not telling you to forget your website. You need it, SEO, all those things. But Instagram is absolutely, those first 6 photos on Instagram are your portfolio. Your life coach, those first 6 photos on your Instagram account better show me like all the things about what you can do for me and how you can make my life better. So With that in mind, here are 6 powerful uses for social media. Number 1, a portfolio of your work. And for photographers, this is like easy peasy for you. A portfolio of your work, easy. Just put it up there, make it all look consistent. We know those things. But if you're not a photographer, your work might be a little bit more difficult to make tangible, to make visual. So you have to find ways to do that, whether it's even getting stock imagery. I'm not against stock imagery. Go on, there's a lot of different stock imagery sites. You can just Google it and you can put up some stock imagery, but have a tag that makes that image make sense to your business. Make sure that your portfolio of work, when you're using it on social media, is clean, it's concise, everything matches in a way. It doesn't have to be all pink or all blue or anything like that. It can be, but you don't want it to be a mishmash. You want it to look like your brand. This is where you're communicating the cohesiveness of your brand. And by the way, that's not always just your face. I see that too much. A lot of people are like, here's my face here, and here's my face there, and here's me in this outfit of the day, and this outfit of the day. And that works for some porn stars, but no, I'm sorry. It works for some people, but probably not what you're going for with your businesses. Number 2, you want to reach potential clients here. So you want them to discover you, right? You want to somehow get in front of them without it being an ad. And then you want to connect with them. Number 3, connect with them when you do and with your existing clients. So I'm going to show you a couple tricks a little bit later of how you can get in front of those clients and make them feel like, they discovered you, because then it's not advertising, right? They discovered you and they're much more open to you rather than the natural wall we put up in front of ads these days. Connect with your existing clients. I obviously am going to post my clients, pictures or post things I'm doing with my clients and tag them, but follow your clients too. Like their photos, comment on their photos, connect with them in some kind of way. One thing I do with this is I email my clients links to certain posts that I have, and I tell them to check out this post that I have about XYZ and comment on it. An example for wedding photographers is you can tell your brides, hey, have you thanked your bridesmaids lately? And send them to an Instagram post that you have that has the exact same thing say there. Have you thanked your bridesmaids lately? Tag them here and thank them for being so great with maybe your little bit of bridezilla moments. So give them excuses, the clients you already have, to go to your social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, go there and interact with you. Because the more that your existing clients interact with you, the more that their demographic is potentially going to see your social media account, because that is how social media works. If you look on Instagram, for example, and you go to the Discover tab, on the Discover tab, there's a lot of things that you're probably interested in. Why? Because the people that you are connecting with, what they connect with, and their kind of demographic is all honed in there. So use that to your advantage. Connect with the people that you want to connect with, and then you'll see more of them and they'll see more of you. Number 4, use it to network with colleagues. Whenever you do something with anyone else, tag them in it. I saw a great example of this the other day. I think she was a photographer. She may have been a florist, but what she was doing is she was doing shout outs on her Instagram stories to different photographers whose work that she loved. So she wasn't probably going to gain clients from that, but she was certainly going to gain a lot of friends within her industry. One of the first 2 jobs I ever booked for myself were from other photographers. So networking with colleagues cannot be underestimated. That helps the word of mouth marketing, right? On social media, you have endless marketing and branding opportunities. We're going to get into how to do one of those in just a minute in the way of doing lead generation and call to action. Now, I actually hate that word, call to action, because I find it to be very salesy. But the truth is you have to tell people where to go, right? You have to tell them what to do. So here's a quick example of how I have a call to action on my Facebook. If you go to my Facebook, which I can type it in for you guys in 1 second here, and you take a look at my page, the cover photo is this right here. All right. So I'm just going to type this in, facebook.com/rejoyphoto. All right. So you guys can go there if you want to. But this is what's on my cover photo. And it's just quick tips to looking better in photos, and not even saying wedding photos, just looking better in photos. And there's a link where they can go get the guide, and that guide just sends them to a landing page. You're more than welcome to go there and click on it. And you can have that only accessible if they give them they give you their email address, or you can just have it open. I just have it open. So I want as many people going to there, and then potentially you'll see throughout there, I ask them to contact me, and it works. I got an inquiry just yesterday from this method. So have some kind of call to action. If you look at my Instagram story right now, there in the stories is a swipe up. Hey, swipe up to join this webinar. All right. Just taking a couple questions while we're here. Any suggestions on consistency if you don't have consistency in your images yet? So Sonia, that is one of the hardest things that photographers have to do, is create consistency. So if you don't have consistency in all of your images yet, only post the ones that do. I'm sure you could go through the thousands and thousands of photos that you have and find ones that are consistent. Now, they might not be your favorites, but you're trying to build a brand here, and that's okay. Maybe to start, you just want to start doing all black and whites. Fine, that's consistent. Start doing all black and whites until you get your color stuff in order, and you've got a batch of good color stuff that's nice and consistent, and then go from there. All right, in Europe, Germany, people don't normally want to be seen anywhere online, other post, anything related to their names. What can we do about that? I'm not quite sure. They don't want to be seen anywhere online, on social media or online. So it's actually becoming more popular, I think, in the US to have private accounts for Instagram. I kind of find that to be a benefit. So I will go, and this is a little trick I'll teach you later, I will go and try to interact with people and follow them. And I kind of get happy when I have to request to follow them, because then they have to look at my profile, which is my whole point in interacting with anyone anyway. I want them to come back and look at my Instagram profile. So I request them, and then they have to look at my profile to either deny or accept it, right? So that's kind of a good thing to me. If you want me to go into that, Madeline, a little bit more, by all means, go ahead and expand on that. We'll get back to questions in a minute. All right. Getting on to number 2 huge mistake, you are misusing it. So I see a lot of people misusing social media. So number 1, do not use it for ranting and raving. Now, this comes with a little bit of a caveat, because you could use it for ranting and raving. Why? Because sometimes being polarizing really pisses people off. And that may sound like a bad thing, but as the old saying goes, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So if you do piss a bunch of people off, then they're all going to comment on whatever it is that you posted and interact with it or share it or whatever. And that's kind of your goal anytime you post anything on social media, right? You want engagement, you want likes and comments and shares. So if that's part of your brand and you want to be polarizing, or even just open up for discussion, something controversial, go for it. But just be careful, because that can open up a can of worms you may never be able to close again. So, all right, don't use it scarcely. You have to use it consistently. All right, so you have to be able to post at least once a day, honestly, at least once a day. And there are ways to do that. Something like Buffer is really great for that, if you're not familiar with that tool for scheduling your posts. It's a really great one. I love Buffer. There's all sorts of ones. You know what, you guys in the chat, I'm going to let you all post the ones you use, because I'm sure a lot of you use them, and I'll let you guys help each other out that way. All right. Don't use it without intentionality. Don't think, oh, Vanessa said I have to post every day, so I'm just going to post my food again. Unless you're into food and food is your thing, I don't want to see what meal you've posted, at least maybe not in the main part of your profile. Post with intention. Why are you posting it? What are you hoping to achieve from it? Even if it's, hey, this is a great picture for my portfolio and I want it in there, so I'm going to post it. Great, that's intention. Or I want to post this picture because I'm ramping up my social media to get a lot of interactions so that the next post that has a call to action is going to be seen more. Great. Don't use it for bragging or selling. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk, well, just where have you been? Hiding under a rock. Gary Vaynerchuk is one of the biggest marketers of our time today, and he has a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. I'm going to write that in the chat real quick. It's called Jab, 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 Right Hook. If you just search Gary V, you'll find it, all right? So he tells us that we need to have 3 jabs for every right hook on social media. So 3 jabs, meaning 3 things that are posting, that are not posts that are trying to draw attention to ourselves, that are trying to sell them something, right? After those 3 jabs, then that right hook is when you sell them something. So you want to make sure that everything that you post is not just spam. Nobody wants to hear it, right? What are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5, do not use it without proper tags and hashtags. You may as well post to your cat if you're not using proper tags and hashtags. Tags and hashtags are the ways that we can get our work, our world out in front of other people. All right. There's so many things to talk about this. I can just go over a couple rules really quickly, but on Instagram, you can only post up to 30 hashtags. You can only tag up to 20 people in the photo, and you can only tag people in the description, I think 20 times also. You want to use as many as you can, but you don't always want to max it out because, again, Instagram's going to be like, hey, this person's spammy. They're hashtagging everything to death. And you do want to hashtag it to death, but not abuse the system, if that makes sense. They don't like that, all right? So proper hashtags. I'm going to go to the questions because I thought I saw somebody mention something about tags. Okay, Mike, Tara has noticed most brides, #stalking, do actually have private profiles, but most do accept the request. Okay, I just saw hashtag. I thought you had a question about hashtags, but all right, perfect. So we're going to move right along because I'm giving much more information than I intended. So number six, right? Yeah. Do not talk to the camera on live streams. 80% of people are listening and browsing social media without the sound on. This is one of the biggest misuses of social media I see. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't be using video, by the way. You absolutely should be using video. Video is one of the most powerful ways that you can be on social media for a lot of reasons, but just take my word for it for now. Social media is definitely a key. This is one of the ways I'm going to show you in a second. This is not a picture of mine. This is random blurry grab here. All right. This is one of the ways that I use social media online, I use video marketing online. Very important. Notice you don't need to have your sound on to get what it is that I'm communicating here. I'll let you. All right, so that was a super quick way to get something on social media. And how many of you understood what it is that I was talking about? All of you did. Why? Because I used text, right? Let me get back to my little slide presentation here. All right, there we go. All right, so I use text as just a nice way to create a video because I want to use videos, but I want to be able to communicate the purpose of my video without having the audio on, because the majority of people do not have the audio on when they are using or browsing through social media. So please do not do live streams and just like have the camera in your face and just start talking at it. If I ever do something where I want to talk to the camera, I'm usually holding up a sign that says turn your audio on or you're not going to see this. I'm not saying don't talk to the camera, simply making sure that you understand that most people aren't listening to you in the best of ways. By the way, what I have for you guys here is a free tutorial. Video does not have to be difficult. That's supposed to say. I'm not sure why it has half that there, but video doesn't have to be difficult. Apparently as difficult as putting together a presentation is. I have a tutorial here for you guys. I'm just going to throw up here so it's an easy click for you. All right, should be up there for you guys now. I have a video marketing tutorial video on here, plus a ton of examples of client videos, promotional videos, marketing videos I've made. There's so many ways to use video, not only online and social media, but also within your business as well. So go ahead and grab that link, watch it later. Don't watch it now, but it has a tutorial on there. It's free. You do whatever you want with it. Hopefully learn a few things. Just real quick before we go on, one question that we had here. When I see a lot of tags, I wonder if they can be copy and pasted. Absolutely copy and paste. Have a notes document on your phone where you just type in a bunch of hashtags. You don't want to use the same ones all the time. You want them to be relevant to what you're posting, and you don't want the same ones repeatedly because, again, Instagram is going to look at it, think it's spam, and potentially punish you for that. All right. Oh, I almost forgot this, guys. Animoto, who I used to make that slideshow or that video, is actually giving away a free account. And all you have to do is go online to my Instagram account, which I'm typing in the comments here right now for you, and just follow me. That's it. I'm going to look at all the people that followed me today, and I'm going to pick a winner that gets a free year from here. Question, Emily Johnson, do you post videos on your Instagram feed or on stories highlights? Both. Video should be used everywhere. Quick reason being is social media companies want people on social media longer. Therefore, they like video because people look at video longer than they look at a photo. Therefore, they boost video content more than they do photo content. All right, number 3, you're not keeping up with it. So number 3, huge mistake, not keeping up with social media. All right. So we're all guilty of not keeping up with social media. Why? Because it's always changing. And right now it's about to change again. Woohoo. And it's really annoying when it changes, right? But I'm going to show you my 2 brand new secrets, very brand new ways that I interact on social media. And this is new because I've had to adapt. We all have to adapt, right? So number 1, location scouting and interacting. I will go onto different locations in my area where I know my clients are. Now, if you are selling, I don't know, if you're selling makeup or high-end apparel, things like that, maybe you want to go and see who has posted pictures at your local Anthropologie or your local Saks Fifth Avenue or some kind of high-end store, and look at the people who are posting there on Instagram, because you can look at those locations and search them on Instagram and then interact with those people. You've essentially just found where they already are at these high-end stores and decided to do that. If you are a wedding photographer, and I know a lot of you from New Jersey, so I'm totally going to give you a little secret of mine, and now you're going to be more my competition, but that's okay because it just raises the bar for all of us, right? You go to your local wedding venue on the weekend when there are a lot of people there and look at who's posting and find the people who are a cute little, couple and interact with them, right? Because they're probably getting engaged next or married next or whatever. Number 2, hashtag following. Now we can follow hashtags on social media. So follow hashtags. Pick, I don't know, she said yes, or woke up like this, whatever it is that some of your clients would potentially post in. Follow those hashtags, and then people that you are hopefully going to be your clients, your prospective clients, will just show up in your feed naturally. And that's great. All right, so those are 2 brand new secrets that I've been using. In fact, you can even, if you want, start your own hashtag, which is what I did here. If you can't see it, this hashtag is called It's Not Sun, It's Pro Photo. So it's just a random little hashtag I started. There's only 100 some odd posts on there, but it's just a fun little way that you can get out there, get social, right? That's what this is all about. So hashtags are more relevant than ever before because now we can even follow them. And especially in Insta stories, if there's an Insta story, then that comes right to the top. So many uses for all these things. So start your own hashtag or get involved in regularly posting into ones that your clients look at all the time. All right, I'm going to go over to the questions really quickly because we just covered 3 elements of social media. 3 big mistakes to avoid, proven strategies for social growth and finding clients, and my top 2 Insta secrets. And I still have more for you guys. I won't keep you too much longer, but really quick, some questions. Wade, if you're already following me and you want, a lot of you, if you're already following me on Instagram, just follow and unfollow me real quick, and then it'll pop up in my feed and you'll be entered in the Animoto contest. So awesome. You can post Animoto to Instagram. I use Buffer to do that. So I schedule it in Buffer, and then it pushes to my phone and then copies it essentially and pastes it, and I do it there. Rebecca, I don't have these slides available, but I might send you guys a replay link. So hold your breath. All right. How often do you recycle your photos? You can recycle your photos. I would say every 100 posts or so, because here's the thing. No one is looking down your feed that much. All right. So you can absolutely recycle your photos, and chances are the people that have seen them before are not the people that are going to see them again. So by all means. All right, what I need you guys to do for me, pretty please, is I need you to go ahead and answer this poll for me. Can you use this? All the stuff that I've talked to you about so far, I know we had limited time, but can you start putting some of these things into practice to start making your social media better? I've got a little poll, theoretically, that's popping up. Jen, you said I have about 50 hashtags in each photo. Well, not 50, and max 30, because that's all that I'm allowed. I do have copy and paste lists. So I have certain standard ones that I want to use. Right now, I'm using a lot of ones for proposals because people are getting proposed to, and that's where I can find my clients. How do you get a comment on a photo? How do you respond besides saying thanks? Larry, that's a good question. Try to interact with them. You could ask them a question. Find 600 ways to say thank you. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Oh, that means so much to me, right? Find a lot of different ways to say thank you. Only up to 30 hashtags. If you've never used Instagram, go download it on your phone right now. Just start familiarizing yourself with it. Good hashtags. That's another really good question. Hashtags that have less than, 1 million posts, less than 500,000 posts are good hashtags, and ones that target your clients. All right, I'm going to end this poll now because I've been yapping for a long time. Oh my gosh, 100% of you. Fantastic. 100% of you said that you are going to go do this now. Perfect. So my next question for you guys, I do have another question, is can I tell you more about this? Because social media, I tried to talk as fast as I could, so I better send you a replay link, because social media has so many intricacies to it. And if you try to memorize all the things around it, it gets very difficult. But if you break it down to the core of social media and what it's about, it's actually very easy to understand and very easy to manipulate. So just type yes in the chat if you want to hear more about this, because I do have something else that I can offer you guys that is very powerful, and I've seen lots and lots. Yes, give me all the good stuff. Perfect. Oh, nice. Michelle Diaz, I noticed I'm making 2 mistakes.com. Awesome. Perfect. Yes, I'm getting the yeses pouring through. Awesome. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more, and I do have a little success story here from somebody who's already seen what I'm about to show you. She was talking about how she's so excited to take my social media class because her social media was not where she wanted it to be. She got overwhelmed with all that's involved in maintaining the presence, and she would often just give up. Yikes. And she's really happy that I gave her practical tips to get her social media off the ground, examples, the most effective types of posts, all invaluable, bringing her social media to the next level. And the best part is it will only take you 49 minutes. And not right now. Don't panic. I'm not keeping you 49 minutes. That's not what this is about. All right. But what it is that I can help you with is 49 minutes. Now, I'm not going to get all used car salesman on you. You know what I'm about. You know what I do. You know how successful I am with it. I've proven that to you, and you know I can help you. You said I helped you already. So if you want, feel free to tune me out. You still have your bonus coming at the end of this. But if you want to see a little bit more about what I'm talking about, then I'm going to show you another little video here real quick. Oh, just kidding. I'm not going to show you a video right here real quick. This video did not want to play, but that's okay, because what I'm going to talk to you about is your Next option for boosting your social media is Social Media Demystified. So this is a 50-minute online course that'll teach you my proven strategy to getting clients through social media. So this is for you if you want to get more leads and bookings from social media, directly from social media, or if you are potentially frustrated when you post online and you hear crickets. The worst. It's so embarrassing when you post and it's like, nobody's listening to me. Maybe you're confused about why others have big followings and claim to book clients through social media, but you don't. Or worse, people who have smaller followings, but they're booking clients and you're not. So confusing. Maybe you're concerned that if you don't learn this fast, your business will get lost in the dust. And maybe you're wondering why leads don't think you're the best person for the job. I'm going to turn my camera on real quick and stop doing this little slideshow thingy right here. So I can talk to you. So that last point, that's a story. And I have to tell you the story about this because I do a lot of mentoring. I mentioned that before. I will do one-on-ones with people and they'll talk to me about their businesses. And I had this one photographer come in and he hired me. He's like, I want you to look at my business. What am I doing wrong? He was frustrated that he kept feeling like he had the lowest prices and no bride would book him. And brides would ask him questions like he started yesterday, like basically basic questions that gave him the impression that they didn't have any confidence in him. And I took a look with it. I met with him in person and I took a look at everything and his work was fantastic. His website was actually okay. And he did have an Instagram account and I looked at that. The work that was there was great. He was solid photographer, experienced photographer, had been doing this for, I want to say it was like 15 years. So he knew what he was doing, but he was frustrated and he wasn't able to book clients. His income was declining. He's concerned for being able to provide for his family. And that sucks. And the truth of it is, I told him what was wrong and he didn't believe me. And I hope he went home and just believed me afterwards. But when I was telling him this, he truly did not believe me. I looked at his Instagram and it was practically non-existent. He was following a bunch of people. Maybe he was following like no one and like 100 people were following him. He didn't really post that much. He only had a few pictures on there. He didn't use hashtags. Basically, what I told him was, hey, your work is great. You're established. You know what you're doing. You deserve to be charging above average for what you do. But your clients or hope to be clients are looking at your Instagram account and saying, oh my gosh, this guy either is a hack or he just started yesterday, because that's what your Instagram account looks like. And that is exactly what people do when they're thinking about booking us. Do not make the mistake. Do not think they're not doing it. They are absolutely doing it, especially if your target demographic is within the ages of 13 to 30, I would say. They are 100% looking at your social media to see if you are valid. So that's what I have to say about that. Let me get back to my little slide here. So those are the things that are for you. And here's what you get. It's 30 minutes of to the point education. It's 50 minutes. So it's fast. I meant to fast to the point. I want to get you going. Social media know-how that'll skyrocket your online presence. You'll be able to make your money back 1,000-fold, mainly because this is going to be so cheap. You'll see. Priceless confidence in your brand and 100% money back guarantee, because I know this stuff works. I know it works. I've done it for myself and it absolutely works. And then on top of it, I'm throwing in a little bonus for you. If you're not a photographer, you're going to really like this if you're not a photographer, but nice free graphic quotes that are just something to start posting. Oh my gosh, just start posting something, right? And these are little graphic quotes. They're really old quotes. So copyright laws say it's okay to use these because they're after a certain amount of time with the person that said it. So they're inspirational ones. This is great for life coaches. A lot of these free graphic quotes here. So here's the thing. You're getting all of that plus the graphic quotes. Normally it's $108. It's just $19 right now. It's super cheap. Why for limited time? Because here's the thing. The less this gets around, the more it'll be valuable for you. I already gave you secrets that I've been using and I just gave them to you directly to my competition, wedding photographers in my backyard. But you know what? So it just raises the bar. But I'm going to do this for a limited time because the less it gets around, the more valuable it is for you. And why $19? Honestly, this is my first time trying this, so it's going to be cheap. It's good information, but it's going to be inexpensive. And why tell you at all? Here's the thing. This only works if you work. Let me turn my face on again. You have to work. You're not going to watch this and then something magically happens and the unicorns start popping up on your social media and starts working. No, I'm giving you practical, theoretical information, root information of how to make this work for you, but you have to do the work. And the truth is, you probably won't, right? All right. I don't want that to happen, but you'll probably buy it and then you won't do it. So what I need you to do is be that person who actually does the work. All right. So I'm going to put up, I should have put this up a long time ago. I'm the worst. All right. I'm going to put up the link for this on here so that you have it. So that is your link in order to get the social media book. I'm going to look real quick at all the questions that we have here. Is this valuable for senior portrait photographers? Yes. Oh my gosh, especially senior portrait photographers. Why? What is your demographic? High school seniors. Where are high school seniors? Instagram. They're all over Instagram because they're completely self-absorbed, egocentric little millennials, right? They're on there posting selfies of themselves and eventually your pictures, but that's another story. All right. Aw, thanks. No brainer. Love feedback. Anyone having video issues? I hope. Can you all hear me? See me still? I hope so. I plugged into my Ethernet. Any consulting or reviews of other photographers? Yes, I will put in my chat. If you guys aren't familiar, because I probably found a lot of you on Instagram and social media, right? I do a lot of stuff in person. I'm just going to write breatheyourpassion.com. That at the top of the link is my website, and I do lots of consulting and stuff there. So let's see. What else do we have while I take a little sip? Oh, another question. Do you only tag one blog magazine in pictures or a number of competitors in the same post? I tag multiple blogs and magazines. Why? Because maybe one of them will pick it up, maybe. So there's no harm in tagging a bunch, right? And the idea behind tagging is that you show up on their feed, right? You show up on their stuff. All right. Perfect. So I think I answered all those questions. And now you guys do need your bonus that comes at the end. And you're free, copying the link right now, your free book. Now, this book, this ebook actually goes hand in hand with what we're talking about because social media is very much brand oriented. So you want to be able to have a concise brand. So that is in the chat. It's not pinned to the top. I'll pin that to the top in just 1 minute after everyone else finishes clicking on the Breathe Your Passion link. All right. Oh my gosh, there's 77 questions. I will try to answer some of these for you guys. I will go through them as quickly as I can. But for the rest of you, I am going to switch and put that link up. And that is where you get your free ebook. It's 55 pages, but don't worry, it's not heavy reading. I'm a photographer. There's a lot of pretty pictures in it. So, all right, so you can snag that there, and I will look at all of these Q&As. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's not actually 77 of these. Oh, I panicked for a moment there. We're okay. Q&A. Perfect. That were their 77 comments since I last looked. Got it. Okay. So like I said, this is my first time doing this. So by all means, if you don't mind going into the chat and just telling me how I did, because I am going to do this again at 7 p.m. So if you want to watch this again, and maybe I'll have a few more snippets, or maybe I'll remember something I missed this time, you can tune in again at 8 o'clock. Otherwise, I will be sending you guys a replay link. So that's great. And I have a question. What is Kajabi? It's the place where I'm hosting this stuff. It's really cool, actually. So if you've got stuff like videos that you want to post, by all means, check out Kajabi. All right. Only credit card, no PayPal, unfortunately. I will go change that for you. All right. I'll see if I can. And let me also, all right, perfect. Lots of messages here. that you guys got a lot out of this. I'm so great for this. So I'm not going to take any more of your time. I'm really excited that you guys were all able to join me with this. I'm going to end this little slide presentation. There we go. I've redirected you to the social media demystified page. And thank you so much for staying. Guys, we ended with 153 people in the room. So that means you guys stayed and hopefully got a lot out of this. Show me what you're doing on Instagram. By all means, send me DMs and tell me what's working for you and hey, what's not. So we can always continually improve the stuff that I teach you guys. And until next time, have a good one.